Hey crafty people! Welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Oh, welcome back! And today is the last day of Ceri the Crafter's hashtag Mixed Media March 25 challenge. And a quick recap, you're supposed to create a project every day for 31 days. It needs to be rectangular in shape, incorporate gel printing, a number coordinating to the day of the challenge that you're doing, and you're supposed to sign your piece. And for the last day, this is what we're going to be creating. This is going to go up on the wall in my craft room, and I kind of forgot to film the intro when I was starting actually working on the project, so that's why you're getting to actually see a sneak peek of what the finished product's like, because I realized when I was editing the video I had no intro. So let's get to the project. Okay, so we are going to do one more piece to get hung up in my craft room for Mixed Media March, and this sucker's kind of long, so it's going to be interesting to film. And I think it's just MDF. It came in, they are not packing. They are the packing material, not the product parts. Discard. So the piece of furniture I got for my office/dining room had two of these in it as, you know, just packing material. And I was like, this is really nice surface. I'm like, I can craft on this. So I'm going to start by just doing a coat of light blue paint on it. I'm not going to do that on screen because you really don't need to watch me just paint on blue paint. That'd be about as exciting as watching the paint dry. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll come back and we'll do the decorating, which will be the fun part. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see, but I was thinking I was going to drill holes through this to use ribbon to hang it, and it took me forever, and all I got was an indentation, and so I finally gave up and just painted over the spot I drilled, and we're just going to flip it so that it gets covered up with what we're going to put along the bottom, which we're going to get to in a second. But before I do that, I want to finish off the edges. And what I want to do is I want to use some fabric tape by 49 in Market. And along the bottom, I'm going to use a brown. And it will wrap up just a little bit onto the piece, and I may put more because it's going to kind of give us the ground effect. But because this is a repositionable fabric tape, I am going to put glue along the edge and everywhere else it goes down, just to make sure it stays stuck. And I'm just using my art glitter glue. And hopefully I am on screen for this. Am I on screen for this? I am just barely on screen for this. Let's see, we're gonna go over on this side and trim. Then we are gonna add glue along this bit and fold it up. And I think I am gonna add another strip along here to give us dirt for the ground. Now I also want to use this one along the rest of it to kind of frame it out. And I know it's not the same color as the paint, but I figured it'd serve as like a bit of a framing for our piece. Let me just double check my fabric tape collection to see if I've got one I like better now that I'm thinking about it. I did find one I like better. It's this one, but it's wider than I need it to be. So what I'm probably gonna do is cut a piece and then cut it in half. What I'm going to do is lengthwise so that I only have half as wide. I'm just going to stick it down on the piece to help me hold it in place while I cut. I did that at the most awkward angle. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. That was a really awkward angle. All right, let's finish cutting this. And I'm going to put the cut end towards the back so that we have the clean edge on the front. So now we'll add glue down here. Actually, let's glue it this way first, because I want to make sure I cover the whole of this edge. Now that I've done that, I'm not loving that I've got it over the brown over here. So let's just trim that off. And I know it's not perfect right there, but I'm going to be adding a whole bunch of stuff to this, so that should cover that up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and off camera do along the top and the other side, because I don't think you need to see this 2 more times. And then I'll be back and we'll start decorating. Okay, so I don't remember if I mentioned that the inspiration for this piece was Carol's Crafty Canvas. I'll leave a link to her video that inspired this down below, and Ceri the Crafter, because what Carol did was she doodles flowers and leaves on her gel prints. And what Ceri did in one of his videos earlier this month is he doodled mushrooms. So we're going to create a scene with flowers and leaves and mushrooms and a couple of digital printed critters. So I've actually already done a whole bunch, but I wanted to do a few on camera just to give you some idea of what the heck I was doing. So let's grab this scrap piece, which was from project a couple days ago. And I actually sketched out some ideas for flowers and mushroom shapes. So let's do, this guy needs to be done in 2 different colors, I feel. I kind of want to do him. And I don't have the confidence to sketch with pen straight on, so we're just gonna do our shape in pencil. Mostly I haven't like gone back in and erased the lines that I've done, but, and actually what I think I'm gonna do to create this guy is, no, you know what? I think I want the lighter color as the bottom bit. So we're gonna leave that one. That might become a different mushroom. So we're gonna cut that bit out. And then decide what's gonna be the top color for it. Thinking the purple's calling to me. So let me grab my scissors. Where'd my scissors go? My desk ate my scissors. My desk ate my scissors. Here they are. Yay. Then use this to help draw. You can hardly see that. That should go more like that. Then, and I'm just using my Posca paint pen. You could use a Sharpie for doing this, or whatever thick black pen you have. That'll go on top like so, and then we can draw in the veins. Let's go ahead and glue it on. Then I'm going to use a thinner Sharpie and draw all right, this Sharpie is not cooperating. I think it might just be about dead. Let's see what other pens I've got handy. There we go. So that'll be a mushroom, and then I've just been drawing like weird tubular shapes for their stalks. So just kind of go whoop. And of course the dog wants in. Give me a second, Bert. Now let's do a flower or two. Let's use this one. And let's draw a flower over here. I want another one from this print. Let's go over here. So yeah, you just doodle a bunch of flowers and leaves and such, and I'm gonna cut these out off camera and get together all the other pieces I've already done, and then we will start putting it together. Okay, so we've got all of our bits and pieces cut out so we can start assembling this guy. And these cute little critters are from a printable by Liana Scraps. I'll leave a link down below, and like this guy, you may notice he's got a rope going through him. He was on a swing, but I cut him out so that I could sit him on a mushroom, and we'll just put like some flowers, and so that we'll have some stalks for the flowers covering that. And this one I actually flipped the printable because she was facing this way, but I wanted, you know, a little cluster there and a little cluster over here, so I needed her looking that way. I think I may have to bring my dogs in if they're gonna keep being obnoxious. So I've got lots of stuff, and I also die cut out using my Lawn Fawn die some grass to go along the bottom. So we'll add that too. And so we're gonna start over here and work our way over. I want the critters to be kind of there-ish. She's going on this mushroom. And I have this one standing on another mushroom. Let me see if I can figure out which mushroom she was standing on. All right, we're gonna switch it because I kind of had it kind of laid out, but I wanted to show you what I did on screen, and so I had my containers kind of mixed up, I think, because this has got the ones that go on this side. kind of laying everything out. And we're going to be obviously layering stuff on top and behind and all over the place. Oop, goes that way. I haven't figured out where this guy's going to go yet. Hold off on that for a minute. Let's start working over on this side. Okay, I was only short one stump. We got some extra leaves that we can stick on. All right, let's get one more stump for this guy over here. And we're gonna start gluing down, going this way. We had a bit of puppy dog kerfuffle going on, and so now Powell's all kinds of antsy pantsy. All right, let's put our mushroom on our stalk. He's going down here. I want him in front of the leaves, but I think I want this stalk behind. So let's shift everybody over just a hair for a sec. All right, let's get this guy. Let's take that out of the way. Let's figure placement on this one. It's gonna be here. That guy's gonna go there. All right. I think I'm gonna have to go deal with my dog, who I think wants me to sit down with him, is what I think he wants, but I really want to get this done filming. So I may just have to get him settled in on the couch. So that one's gonna go there. I want this guy to go here. Like so, I think. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this one down. Oh, he got himself up on the couch. What we're gonna do is trim that stalk. There, let's glue that piece down. This was supposed to go behind. We're gonna give the illusion that it's stuck behind by cutting little pieces off and tucking them in. So that it looks like it's going behind the leaf and the mushroom. Just gonna come in with a pen like that. There we go. Okay, we got a few more flowers to place. Okay, so we've now got all of our flowers and mushrooms and critters down, and I really like how this looks. But I'm also thinking it kind of needs like a butterfly here and there maybe. So I'm gonna have a rummage around and see if I've got, probably gonna do a stamp on some of the jelly printed paper to create a couple butterflies. So I'll be back once I find that stuff. Okay, so I was sorting through my butterfly stamps and decided that I wasn't feeling any of them, so I went ahead and did a few butterflies, sketched out with pencil, paint pen. I also pulled out my Copic multi-liner to get some smaller guys and realized I should show you how I'm doing, because I did this one first and I don't love that it's not symmetrical. So for the other guys, I drew half the butterfly, folded my paper in half, and then cut it out. So we're gonna do one of those on screen. So I'm gonna take this piece of paper, I'm gonna decide about where I want to draw my butterfly. I'm going to start with the body. Then what I'm going to do is fold it in half at the body and give myself a little extra so I have a little extra room for body for the butterfly. And then cut it out. And I'm just going to pull this over and draw around it. I'm using my Copic multi-liner. I'm gonna grab a thinner one to add some interest to our little butterfly. This I'm not too worried about being perfectly symmetrical with, because I would just drive myself crazy trying to get it perfect. All right, so let's bring our piece back. Move him over here a little bit, fit this guy in, and I am gonna add antennae to them. Let's grab our glue and start gluing those guys down. Kind of like he's heading for that flower. All right, now let's grab a pen and add some antenna. Slightly thinner for the other guys. And I die cut from that Sizzix die. Okay. They're in this one. Okay, I'm like, where did my numbers go? 31 to put on our piece. And I'm gonna put it down in this corner over here. Trying to decide if I want to outline them so it stands out a little bit more, which I think I may do. Let's grab a thin pen. Here we go, and now I need to sign it. I think I'm just gonna use my initials. So there we go, day 31 is finished. I still have to figure out how I'm gonna hang it. Probably gonna use some command Velcro strippy things on the back to hang it up on my wall. And so with this, we have completed Ceri the Crafters hashtag Mixed Media March 25. I'm kind of amazed I managed to get videos up every day in the month of March. But starting tomorrow, I will be going back to my regular schedule, which will be Tuesdays and Thursdays for those of you who, joined up during March to watching me. I have a full-time day job, 8 to 5 every Monday through Fridays. So I don't generally have enough time to do daily videos. The March took a lot of pre-planning, and I did pretty good up till the last couple videos with getting stuff done ahead of time. So yeah, I will be going back to my regularly scheduled YouTube videos of Tuesdays and Thursdays starting tomorrow with April 1st. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.